It's time to turn our attention to naming ionic compounds. We talked about naming molecular compounds in another clip. Be sure that you can distinguish between molecular and ionic compounds. Ionic compounds are a little trickier to name because the ions involved are, of course, charged. The compounds, however, are neutral. There is no such thing as a charged compound. So, we go into this knowing that all compounds have no charge. In this clip, we're going to look at compounds containing only ions with charges that we always know. Recall, you've memorized all the ions from group 1 are charged +1. All the ions from group 2 are charged +2. Silver ion is +1. Zinc ion is +2. And aluminum ion is +3. That is all the positive ions that you know. On the negative charge side, ions from group 17 are always -1. Nonmetal ions from group 16 are -2. Nonmetal ions from group 15 are -3. That's it. That's all the ions with charges that you know, always. Let's start with a compound of this type that's pretty easy to name, and probably everybody knows this one. The compound named sodium chloride. It has the formula NaCl. This is a systematic name and one you can always turn to if you get stuck naming this type of compound. We name the positive ion first with the same name as the element. Positive ion first, sodium. We name the negative ion next with the same beginning as the element. However, since this is a binary compound, it's going to end in I. So, the negative element is chlorine. The beginning of that is chlora, and then we give it the IDE ending to make it sodium chloride. Sodium chloride is pretty easy because both ions have exactly the same charge. It's a little more complicated when the charges are something other than 1. Take the compound formed between calcium and fluorine. Okay, if we take atoms from calcium and atoms from fluorine and we combine them, we have to consider ions. We have to consider the charges of those ions. Calcium ion is charged +2. Fluoride ion is -1. To get the formula, find the least common multiple between these two, and it is 2. So to make this number a 2, we take it times 1. To make this number a 2, we take it times 2. And that CaF2 is the formula of the compound whose name is calcium, the name of the positive element, followed by the first part of the name of the negative side, fluor, and then since this is a binary compound, only 2 elements are present, fluoride.